Okay, and welcome to the Week 3 Buttaheads DraftKings podcast. I am back again. I think I'm going to try to make this an every week thing, even though Chris didn't even thank me for last week's episode, but that's alright. I don't need thanks. We're going to go ahead and just get right into it, talk about the lineups. It was another exciting week for, the 5 or 6 guys that actually have a chance to win at least. The rest of y'all are just kind of floating around out there donating. And don't get me wrong, we do appreciate those donations so very much. So thank you again. You know who you are. But for the people who actually had a chance, it was a close one. Other than at the top, Eric did run away with it. A lot of competition in the range where I was in. I ended up third. And Charlie ended up second. I want to start by talking about Charlie. What a fucking Charlie ass way to get fucking second. By getting fucking lucky as hell. 30 points from Hunter Henry, and then CD goes out for the game without getting a catch in the first, second drive of the game. Unfucking believable. So fucking Charlie. Would have annihilated him, would have gotten second. CD injury cost me probably $150. But despite all of that, I still overcame a goose egg from CD. And I know a lot of you people that I bet had CD in your lineup, but not everyone. And we overcame and still ended up getting third and cashing all of my Venmo side bets besides Charlie because of stupid ass fucking 30 points from Hunter Henry. And don't act like you knew what the fuck you were doing. That was lucky as hell. You only made one fucking good play on this lineup, and it was Jonathan Taylor. Besides that, it was either stone cold chalk that everybody played, or trash. Bijan, trash, and that was chalk. Drake May, out of nowhere, trash, when you could add the same amount of points for 4,000. Marcus Mariota, literally the same points. 0.5, 0.6 more. 0.06. So yeah, same amount. Justin Jefferson, out of nowhere, he thought Carson Wentz was going to come in and save the day. Well, I don't know. Maybe he would have, but it was a blowout. And Cincinnati put out the most pathetic performance I've ever seen on a football field, besides the Cowboys' last 20 or so games. And the fucking Titans D. Great job, Charlie. 5% owned. -4 points. You really deserve this second place. Congratulations on your luck. Let's talk about Eric. Excellent lineup. Made all the right decisions. This is like a cash team on steroids. Last week I talked about how Spencer's lineup was like a prototypical tournament lineup. Like that's how you build a tournament team, and it ended up working out for him. Eric's team is more of like a cash build. It had a lot of chalk, but it was just all the right decisions. It all came together, and nobody had that good of a combination of the correct players. Started out with Mariota, Kenneth Walker, Jonathan Taylor, of course, and CMC. I mean, those were the correct decisions. I mean, I think in this, you could definitely argue Jordan Mason, and like obviously Jordan Mason smashed, and that was great. I just feel like he had a little bit higher chance of busting out. It didn't happen. He ended up being a great play, and everybody knew he was a great play all week. But I really loved the choice of the 3 running backs. I considered it myself, but like I said, there's a million. There were just so many good plays this week. Then Keenan Allen, Puka, the unstoppable Puka Nacua, and Rome. I mean, these are just all great decisions. The only thing was, for me, and probably why I didn't end up here is because, like, I was not playing fucking Goddard. I would have played Harold Fannin. I think he was 3,600. Goddard was 3,700. I would have played Harold Fannin over Goddard. Goddard ended up doing better. Eric didn't need the points anyways, but I was really dead set on Jay Ferg, so we'll talk about that when we get to my team. And he played the Colts D. There were a lot of Ds that smashed today or on Sunday. The Colts were one of them. Smashed the Titans, 4 sacks, a pick, and a touchdown, and a block. 15 points. Beautiful. Charlie played the Titans, but Eric played an actual good play on defense. And that's another thing is that, like, it's extremely rare that I'm going to pay $3,300 for a defense, and that's just kind of what made my build different. Looking at all the same guys besides Goddard was really the only one that was a little bit out of left field for me. But really loved the build. It worked out, and like Eric said, it really wasn't even close. He smashed. Good job, Eric. For me, very similar here. We got Mariota, we got CMC, and I was trying to. I always end up doing this where, like, I want to play the good cash plays, but I want to just try to throw, like, a couple tweaks in there so that it's not too stone chalk. I don't know if I should do that or not. I mean, I got to rethink whether I should do that. But it has been working out. I mean, I've finished in the top 3, 2 out of 3 weeks, and I've been, killing it on the side bets at least. I was 6th last week. So we got Mariota, CMC did great. Kenneth Walker would have, like, ultra mega smashed if they needed him to, but I mean, they just, like, destroyed the Saints so bad that they didn't even need anything from Kenneth Walker. So he just got 2 touchdowns and then, like, hung out on the sidelines and high-fived for the rest of the game. Rome, Keenan, Puka, of course. So same wideouts as Eric. And then Jay Ferg and CD. I mean, like, there were so many fucking running back plays, but in the end, I was just like, I wanted to get different, and I knew everybody was going to play all those running backs, and the one guy that I chose to fade was I really wanted to play Jonathan Taylor. I had already decided earlier in the week that I was going to fade Jordan Mason just because I knew everybody was going to play him, and I thought he had a good chance of not performing. With the thought in mind that this is more of a tournament and not a straight up cash. I think in straight up cash you just play Jordan Mason, but I decided to fade him, and then I wanted to play Jonathan Taylor, but for me, just the combinations just didn't work out, and it's probably because of my stubbornness, like wanting to play the Browns D, because I fucking love the Browns D this week, because like I figured, obviously, like I thought the Browns didn't stand a chance against Green Bay. They ended up beating them, but like I didn't think that meant that Green Bay's offense had to necessarily smash the Browns on the road. In this type of game with the Browns, who have a really good defense, obviously Myles Garrett, and their defense is underrated, I think, right now from what I've heard. I'm not a big defense guru, but that's just what I hear, that the Browns have a pretty good underrated defense, and that defensive tackle that they picked when they traded down with the Jags in the draft this year, apparently he's smashing already. So that was kind of my thought. I was like, okay, well they obviously, like, they got a really good defensive line, and they were 2,200, which is so cheap. So I went for it with the Browns. Ended up working out 13 points, 5 sacks, and a pick and a block. So that was really good, and it gave me the money to I just wanted to make it unique enough, and it would have been fucking perfect. I mean, I should have known that everybody's going to play CD, so like, you're not even really getting that unique, but you are, because people aren't playing CD with that combination. Everybody that played CD played Jordan Mason. So like, that was actually what I was thinking at the time. It was like, I don't think people are going to be able to play Puka, CMC, and CD in the same lineup. And so I was just like, just get the like mega studs in there, and I can I love the rest of my lineup anyway. You know, Rome, Keenan, loved all those plays, and J Ferg. I don't know why more people weren't on J Ferg this week. 25%, which is obviously pretty high ownership. You know, I think a lot of people did stacks and that involved Ferguson. But you know, when I was listening to DFS pods and shit throughout the week, nobody mentioned Ferguson. I don't know why. I mean, that was obvious to me. He got 12 targets the week before. He ends up getting 13 catches this week. Only 82 yards. Didn't get the bonus, but amazing play. Fourth place is Joe. Man, I was fucking pumped in the house. Scared the dog and everything when Keenan Allen scored that touchdown, and I passed Joe with a goose egg from CD. Oh man, that's gotta hurt, Joe. Beat your ass anyway. Oh yeah, you want to cry about De'Ami Brown like that was your gold star play or something? Get the fuck out of here. Fucking De'Ami Brown. What the hell are you thinking playing that guy in the week where the best, like, the highest number of amazing plays I've ever seen in my life, and this guy plays De'Ami Brown? Get the fuck out of here. And I don't want to hear your fucking thesis about it, like, oh, I don't want to hear it. Oh yeah, they've been throwing him, he's had X number of targets. It's just a bad play. There were so many better plays than that. And let's see what, you know, Bijan, I swear all these people with their Bijan, 50%, I bet all of you were just sitting back and you were like, oh, we're going to play Bijan because we know Kyle won't. He never plays Bijan. They're playing the freaking Panthers and they're going to kill him, and then Kyle's going to be so bad. Oh, I know y'all had me in mind when you were thinking about that Bijan play. You all wanted to play him and rub it in my face, and look what happened. They got fucking shut out by the Panthers. They fucking suck. Bijan sucks. The whole team sucks. Penix sucks. Drake London sucks. Their line sucks. Their defense sucks. Get the fuck out of here. They're a bunch of pussies. They're all soft over there in Atlanta. They're all fucking soft ass pussies, and that's exactly what happens. And Bijan is a fake alpha too. Total fake alpha. I mean, when was the last time he made a big play? He had that long 50-yard touchdown or whatever in week 1 because he catches. It was a catch. It wasn't a run, of course. It was a catch. And then, you know, it just so happened nobody was around him. So, you know, basically like a defensive blunder. Like, he didn't really do anything. He just ran in the end zone. But when was the last time he had a long run? I haven't seen him do shit that really impressed me. All he does is get a bunch of volume just because of his draft capital. Dude is fucking overrated. And all you Texas homers can't see past it. But hey, keep playing him in DFS. Keep playing him. I'll keep playing CMC. We'll see who wins. Yeah. Thank you for the Venmos. Token had a side bet with his ass. Beat his ass. He had CD too. So that was a wash. He played Pearsall. Pretty good play. Jordan Mason, CMC. Daniel Jones. Didn't work out this week. Juwan Johnson, he's still doing good, and you know, but only 11 points. And you know, this is a lot of like point chasing, I think. But I don't know. It was okay, but just there were better plays. Pretty mediocre lineup. After Token, I noticed that Jack, Colby, and Johnny all finished right next to each other in the standings and within 4 points of each other, and Jack and Johnny and Colby were within like 0.7 of each other, confirming that of course they share a guy, which I suspected and I talked about last week, you know, but I guess I didn't know this until now, but I guess Colby's in on it too. It makes perfect sense once you think about it though. I think what they do is they have these little mini fantasy drafts together, and they're all just like gaying it up, like bragging to each other about their team. They probably have a 3-man group text where they're just like sending screenshots to each other, even though they were all together at the draft and there are only 3 dudes. And they're drafting the picks that the guy sends. So the guy will send you know, 3 teams worth of picks, and then they have like their like gay little fantasy draft where they get to decide who gets to play who, and then they play each other and score all the same points. So congrats on no money, as has been the case for most of the year, although I think Jack had one good week. Can't remember. Let's see here. Spencer was below them. Mariota, Walker, Mason. Well, I don't know. I mean, he played Tyler Warren and Jacoby Myers. I guess that's the difference between his team and mine. And I didn't play Mason, but yeah, that was the big difference. Jacoby Myers. I mean, I don't know. Like, you want to play like a old, slow, unathletic dude in DFS when like you can just play anybody? I don't know about that. I mean, a guy on the Raiders who is boring and unathletic, not my type of play. Andy, it was over before it started for him. Absolutely destroyed him. By the way, I wanted to make sure to mention this. By the way, I'm 6-0 versus Jandy in our weekly side bets this year. So that's a tough one, guys. I hope you can get it on track and actually get a dub at some point this year. Chase, oh my God, the double tight end lineup. He played Tucker Kraft. Gabe got hurt during the week in practice. Game time decision. Had a hurt knee. Probably going to be on a snap count, which he ended up being. And Chase goes, you know what? I'm playing him anyway. And I still have to play Tyler Warren, so we're going double tight end. Tucker Kraft in the flex for $4,700. He wasn't even that cheap. He wasn't like a $2,500, like some huge value or something. $4,700 Tucker Kraft. Gotta jam him in when you have the chance to play a hurt guy on a week with the most plays ever. You just gotta do it. Dak, Alvin Kamara, I mean, just totally out of left field, shitter lineup. And then he's like, I'll just throw in some Cowboys, BTJ, even though, you know, he hasn't done shit all year, and he's going against Derek Stingley, who I heard is a good corner. I don't really know anything about him, but apparently he's a good corner. And then the Packers D, got to pay up $3,700 for the Packers D. Because we got all this extra money because we played double tight end. What a trash lineup. This is probably the worst lineup of the week. I may change my opinion on that, but for now, I think it is. And we haven't even gotten to the bottom. You know, we got Joe the Golf Pro over here. I'm going over more teams this week because it really is, man, it was a bad week for some lineups, for some of these lineups. Baker. Oh, Rachaad White. That's what I wanted to talk about. Rachaad White in DFS on DraftKings.com. Joe the Golf Pro. Maybe stick to golf because you clicked Rachaad White's name. You logged into DraftKings and you clicked Rachaad White's name. 2.4 points, which is just his normal baseline. I mean, yeah, if you would have asked me, you should have called me before the games. Like, I would have told you, like, yeah, he'll probably get about 2.4 or something. I mean, why the fuck would you play 5,100 Rachaad White? Rachaad White is 5,100. And this guy didn't even play Jordan Mason. That was your big fade? Probably didn't even know about Jordan Mason. That was your big fade? You play Rachaad White for $300 less than Jordan Mason? Man, hey, please keep coming back, Joe the Golf Pro. We love to have you. We love to see you every week. Let's scroll down to the bottom. It's our good friend Crippy Mike down here at the way, way bottom with 96 points. Couldn't crack 100 on the easiest week of all time. Mariota, Kenneth Walker, Bijan, Rome, Mike Evans went out with an injury. Debo, Harold Fannin, okay. CD, Patriots D. I mean, it's not a horrible lineup, although, you know, you heard my thoughts about Bijan. I mean, and Mike Evans, I don't know when, at what point in the game he left, but he was doing pretty good before he left. Debo, kind of a weird play. I mean, with Mariota at QB, like you're playing Debo, I guess maybe you think like they're going to throw a lot of short passes and shit, and that's like, you know, where Debo excels. I don't know, but like what is the baseline? Or maybe you just wanted to stack Mariota with somebody. Ah, shit. Well, I don't know. But that lineup didn't work out. Obviously, you got last. You've been hanging around last for the whole year so far. Let's get a little more effort out of you next week, Sam. I want to see you do better. I believe in you, buddy. J-Fim, my boy J-Fim. We got a weekly $20 bet, and boy, do I love that donation every week. Thank you so much, J-Fim. Bought me a cheeseburger. No bun, of course. J-Fim, man. I really hope one of these weeks you can crack 100, man. It really does feel good when you actually score points. Look at this trash. All right, Daniel Jones, Javonte Williams, Jordan Mason, CD Rome, Ted McMillan kind of out of left field. They scored 30 points and he still didn't get there, only 7.8 in the snowflake. Harold Fannin, okay, and Bijan. Man, a lot of common theme here with the losers. A lot of Bijan in these lineups. You just didn't have to do it. You could have played CMC for 300 more. Didn't have to do it. CMC is the man. Doesn't matter that he hasn't scored a touchdown all year. He still gets there every time. 10 catches, baby. Dave down here at the bottom playing some sort of shitter lineup. Cowboys stack with CMC. Troy Franklin out of nowhere because I guess, I don't know. He thinks that just the same thing's going to happen as last week. 2 catches for 8 yards. Great play. And -1 Raiders D. Dean's gay. Josh Downs? Get the fuck out of here, Dean's gay. Josh Downs? That guy hasn't done shit all year, and there's no reason to think that he was going to. He hasn't got barely any targets. He's like their fucking, at best, 4th option, probably 5th because Alec Pierce has been doing good. He's like the 5th option on the Colts with Daniel Jones at quarterback, and I don't care about Daniel Jones' fantasy points. He still can't throw, and he still sucks. I can't fucking believe you played Josh Downs, Kyle Pitts, Kamara, Sam Darnold. Man, when you want to score points in fantasy, you got to fit Sam Darnold in for 5,100 when you could just play Mariota. Yeah, Austin, I was really glad to see that you accepted my $20 offer. It's the Venmo game down here. Definitely, we got Sam and all his friends. I like to call him Sam and the School of Fish. Sam, J-Fim, Dean's Gay, all just hanging out at the bottom. Joe the Golf Pro, Chase, Sam and the School of Fish. Keep them coming, boys. And J-Fim, if you back out of that shit and you don't submit a lineup, that's a bitch ass move. You better fucking keep putting your lineup in until you can beat me one of these weeks. Let's see. Anybody else? Connor gets mad if I don't talk about his team. He played Tyler Higbee. I ain't talking about his team. Terrible team, Connor. Tyler Higbee? Are you fucking kidding me? What the fuck is that? Yes, of course he scored. What? Yes, 0.0 points from Tyler Higbee. Well, anyway, Charlie, you're a lucky bitch. You suck. That's the only way you can beat me is getting lucky. Eric, great lineup. Joe, you can't even beat me with a goose egg for my second most expensive player. Sam, you and all your friends are LEL losers who can't beat me or anybody who is half-ass good at DFS. But thank you for your donations, all of you. And we really hope to see you next week. I will see you in the Venmo transactions. Have a good night.